Coach, last game of the season. I know there is not a lot to play for when it comes to this season. What are you looking for from your players to prove themselves going into next season?
Yeah, first of all, we have to finish very serious this season, so that's with the game on Saturday against Columbus. That's as always when we are playing against Columbus, a very tactical game with both styles of play. And of course, when we then talking about the next season, and we started after the Cincinnati game to analyze everything in detail, to talk a lot in our coaching staff and also with the medical, all these topics. And of course, what we have to improve in our big picture is to have more output. This is what I said after the press conference against Cincinnati, and that's the same when we talk about the big picture is our output, especially in our offensive behavior.
Next, we'll go to Dan.
Good afternoon, Sandro. Hope you're doing well. I know we're not at the end of the press conference moment, but can you reflect this entire season right now, how everything went from the start till up to this point?
Yeah, I think we have also a press conference after the season, after the Columbus game. So, but what I said when it's, I don't want to go now in detail, but the big picture is when you see our numbers, most of the home games very well, so I would say 90% of the games on the road was not good enough, and so this is the reason why we didn't play or why we don't play the playoffs. So, and of course, with all these numbers, when you are going in detail, then it's the output in our transition moments, and it's not only the responsibility for Emil and Chupo. I'm convinced about their job, what they did in this season. So they have these numbers, they have the goals, they have the assists, but we need more players then, especially in the final third, in the opponent's half, to make the decisions in the final pass and also to be very aggressive in deep runs. And that's for me an important part in our season when we compare this to the first season. So, and of course, and then we can go in details in some moments, of course, where we have to defend better in some moments, but the character of the group is great, and of course we didn't get the qualification for the playoffs, but the character of the whole group also these last 2 weeks, that's great. They are trying to give every training session their best. That's really a good mentality, and that's good. And now we are looking for the Columbus game. That's a great opportunity. It's a tactical game and against a really good team. And now we are looking for the game on Saturday.
Next, we'll go to Joe.
Sandro, obviously, Carlos Coronel's future is sort of up in the air here as we enter the final game of the season. And I was just wondering what he's meant to this organization and even what he's meant to you over these last 2 years. Thanks.
Yeah. Great character. And he has been so long in this organization, not only here now for us, for our club here, also in the former club, so Red Bull Salzburg. So what I can say that he's doing very professional his job each day, and also very clear in our conversations, in our relationship. So he was the captain against Cincinnati in our last home game now for this season, and also now in this week we had a very clear, open conversation, very respectful from both sides, and this is also what I like to have this culture in our club, and very clear that then John McCarthy is playing on Saturday. This is what I can say also to you guys. We spoke with the goalkeepers. That's clear for Saturday. Yeah, and that's it. And then we will see how it works then the next weeks. But what I can say, these two years with Carlos, each day work with him in a very professional, very respectful way. And when I'm looking back to the playoffs last year, it was amazing what he has done for the team. Yeah, that's it.
Next, we'll go to Gary.
Good afternoon, Coach.
Hey.
Any chance of any of the younger players from Red Bull 2 going to be featured in this match, or we're just going to go with what you have with your lineup already? Thanks.
Yeah, we have the situation, the New York Red Bulls, our second team, so they have the playoffs. They start the playoffs on Sunday, and so this is then clear that we can't use now so many players from the second team now for us for Saturday, because it's also very important for us, for our development, for the academy, for the second team, and for us as well. So we have to handle the situation with the players from the second team, but of course I'm pretty sure that we don't play with the same starting lineup compared to the last game against Cincinnati. So we will have some changes, but at the end we have to look for Chupo, Victor Bogac, Dennis Kenga after the national, after the training session and games with the national team. So at the end we have to decide it tomorrow who's in our roster. So we will also have some injuries. Noah Eiles question. Sofo is clear out. He had a surgery on his finger, but nothing now dramatically. So this is clear. And to check tomorrow Chupo and Victor after the national team sessions.
Go back to Anthony.
Hey, Coach. Last time you guys played Columbus, you were able to play through the midfield pretty effectively. Obviously, they have not had Darlington Nagbe for a good chunk of this season. What do you see from them here late in the season that you feel like your team is going to be effective in the midfield in particular?
Yeah, of course, Nagbe is a key player for them in the midfield as a six, especially in their ball possession. And I'm pretty sure when you ask, I don't know if Wilfried Nancy has today his press conference, and I'm pretty sure he's also very excited when he's playing against us. We are very excited when we are playing against Columbus, and in the last 2 years we had a lot of games against them, and it was for me from the tactical point in each game was high level from both teams. So, and a different style of plays, different style of profiles from the player, and it's clear how Columbus they want to play in the very flexible in their build up. So sometimes to build up with three, sometimes center back connected to the six, sometimes the six is dropping wide, sometimes 10 is dropping in a wide area. They have the wing back, so everything is clear. And at the end, we need our best level. We need our best level against the ball and also with the ball against this team.
Last two, we'll go to Dan and finish out with Gary.
Gary.
Sandro, just to ask, will you be watching any of the playoffs from the two team in the MLS Next Pro and with Julian Hall, Aiden Stokes, and I think one more will be with the U.S. Under-17s with the Under-17 World Cup roster. Will you be keeping tabs on them as well?
Yeah, I'm watching always. I'm watching everyday soccer games, to be honest. So in all the leagues and also the national breaks was a lot of time to watch, to analyze what I said, our season, and a lot of conversation, which was great to get this feedback. Of course, I'm watching our second team always when I have the time. I'm also watching then on TV or on stream. Under 20s yesterday won Argentina this game, the semi-final. I watched this game, so against Colombia. And I will also watch then under 17 when I have the time, I'm pretty sure. I can't be in my living room without watching a game, to be honest. That's more the problem from my wife, to be honest.
We'll finish out with Gary.
I guess my only question is this. Are you proud of the group, despite everything, how they kept fighting in every game? In every match, they were always in it until the very end. As a coach yourself professionally, how much pride do you have in this group in general?
Yeah, Gary, that's a great question. That's really, we can criticize a lot. So our what I said, so our output especially. But when you're watching now these 33 games in our season, so I would say maybe 4 or 5 games was in the whole season where we really had a bad performance like that. So, but when we look to this, to the character of the group, with especially with these young guys and also our DP players, Chupo and Emil, our captain. So the behavior, they are trying everything, every training session, and also from the mental side, it's not so easy. But when we are looking back 2 weeks ago in our game against Cincinnati, so everything was done before the game, but every time to keep going and to try the next situation, to play in our principles. This is I can't criticize them for the character, for the behavior, for the mentality. Never, never, never I can do that. So of course we can analyze what we have to improve. This is our responsibility. That's our job from everyone in the club, what we have to improve in our development, how we want to play, clear, to how we want to then, of course, to find good solutions for the roster. That's clear. But the group, last 2 years, very successful in the first year, so not good enough for the qualification in the second year for us. That's also clear. But the character, the mentality, great. Every training session, also now in this national break with a small group, normally you can also think of it's very tough to come here every day. But this was great, and I hope that we have tomorrow our training session, and then to try to give our best on Saturday against the really. I like to love it. I like it to play against Columbus. So, and this is now on Saturday, the last game against Columbus, and hopefully we will see a next tactical high-level game.
Sandro, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.